Now I'm going to review the deadlift bars. So here we have the original Texas Strength Systems deadlift bar, and this is the Ohio deadlift bar from Rogue Fitness. It's the same thing. I actually had this bar for 3 years, this bar 3 months. So this will be an interesting comparison. So similarities, they're both, I believe the thinnest diameter that's legal. They're both the same length. I think the color is a little bit thinner on this one, on the Rogue bar, than it is on the Texas bar. Not much though, very small difference. The knurling, the center knurling actually extends. Is a little bit wider on the Rogue bar. So if you're pulling sumo, it's not optimal because now your hands are gonna have to be a little bit wider than the Texas bar. So the Texas bar has that going for it. Also, on the Texas bar, the knurling ends right here. So you have all this room that's just smooth. With the Rogue bar, the knurling goes all the way out against the edge. Not a big deal. However, if you're doing speed work with bands and you have the band around the knurling, you're going to destroy a lot of bands. So the good thing with this bar is it allows you to put bands directly on the smooth part of the bar without damaging the bands. So those are what the Texas bar has going for it. The Rogue bar, what I really like about this one is the knurling is really aggressive, much more aggressive than the Texas bar. Now, of course, it's new, so it's going to be a little bit sharper, but even comparing a new Rogue bar to a new Texas bar, the Rogue bar is a little bit sharper. So better, easier on the grip. It's also a little bit stiffer than the Texas bar. It's not as stiff as a power bar, but it's definitely not as whippy as the Texas bar. So it actually might help you or hurt you. Honestly, I prefer the little bit stiffer bar because I pull sumo and I pull really fast. And sometimes the whip of the Texas bar is just too much, and actually I end up losing my balance at the top because the whip is so extreme. So if I'm doing speed work or if I'm doing a lot of reps, I prefer the Rogue bar just because it's a little bit stiffer. I have a little more control over it. It's not just whipping around all over the place like a noodle like the Texas bar. So they both have their strengths and weaknesses. Overall I'd say they're both good bars. I would still go for the Texas bar just because that's the standard. At the end of the day, they both have their pros and cons. I like the durability of the Texas bar just because I've had it for 3 years and it's still holding up, it's still holding up just like new. Where the Rogue bar I've had for 3 months and it's already starting to take a beating, it's starting to rust on the outside more. So, like I said, the bar it's a great bar, but as far as durability goes, the Texas bar wins, hands down, every time. They're both good bars to have in my training arsenal, though. Like I said, I go back and forth depending on what I'm doing. But if I had to choose one bar, I would still stick with the Texas Strength Systems. So it's just not by much, but just a little bit. How's it going, guys? This is Taurus. Thanks for watching. So I'm going to do a quick review. A lot of you have been asking me the difference between the Texas Power Bar and the Ohio Power Bar. So some of the main differences right off the bat is the Ohio Power Bar has a little bit more knurling in the center as opposed to the Texas. It's a little bit thicker than the Texas Power Bar, not much. I think it's just 1 millimeter thicker. The colors are a little bit thinner here on the outside. So that's the main difference between the two power bars. My personal opinion, I prefer the Texas bar, and I'll tell you why. I've had this bar for probably 2 years now, and just looking at them side by side, it looks newer than this one. And this Ohio Power Bar I've had for maybe 3 months. It just looks like it's fading a lot quicker. When I first got it, the knurling was really sharp, but now it's, actually the Texas Power Bar feels sharper than this one, so it just wears out faster than the Texas Power Bar for one. The bearings, so let's take a look at the Ohio Power Bar. They're already starting to slow down. So the Texas Power Bar, and like I said, this bar is 2 years old. This one is 3 months, and this one is in better shape than the 3-month-old bar. So it's a good bar at first, but it doesn't seem very durable. So I think it's just all hype, honestly. You know, the Ohio Power Bars, they look nice, but you know, Rogue, they make some good equipment, but as far as bars go, I have not had good experiences with their bars. You know, I got this bar because a lot of people wanted it, but honestly, the Texas bars are much better. You know, they make the color hair thinner, supposedly to put more weight on, but you know, who's gonna put up, you know, fill up the whole bar with kilo plates? It's just ridiculous. You know, one and two, if I compare them side by side, the Texas Power Bar, you can actually, it goes out a little bit wider, which is important because when you're benching inside the combo racks, the Ohio Power Bar, you know, it almost clips the safeties because the colors are a little bit more narrow. So a couple times I've actually hit the safeties coming down with this bar, and that's just not good. You know, whether you're squatting inside of a rack or benching inside of a combo rack, you want to have the widest possible diameter that's legal in competition. So for that reason, I like the Power Bar better for from the Texas Strength Systems. The one thing that the Power Bar from Ohio, the Ohio Power Bar has going for it is that it's a little bit stiffer. So when you load up more weight on there, there's not as much whip to it when you're squatting. But I use a squat bar anyway, so it doesn't matter for me. But yeah, I prefer the Texas Power Bar. Hopefully this review helps you guys. Let me know what you guys think.